Something has changed for me. Something in my life, in my heart, in my step. I'm finally happy. My days have felt longer and in the best ways. I no longer go to sleep, sad that the day went by so quickly, and yet I hardly did anything I wanted. I am happy for the day to begin, and I'm fulfilled when I go to bed at night. My soul has been at peace because I allow myself to go with the flow of my mood while allowing negativity to pass by. I'm not mad when it comes, nor am I consumed by it. I thank my anxiety for the concern, but reassure it that all is well, so rest easy. Life is sweet, time is precious, and I intend to live with love and light at the front of my steps and the center of my core. So if you're like me at all, and for a while you may have felt like you were drowning, this video could really help you. These are the things that have brought back peace and happiness in my life. I'm so thankful to be at a point in my life where even just making breakfast, or pouring my favorite cup of tea, or listening to the songs of the birds brings so much joy to my life. I can be present, and when it's hard to be present, I know that it won't last forever. So here's to a good morning that then brings a good life. Hey guys, what's up? It's Luce, and today I wanted to share with you guys some things that I have learned now through the several years of being in therapy and working with different counselors. So, exciting news that I got roughly a month ago with my last therapy appointment. My therapist said that she felt that I was basically done, that I graduated counseling. So what that means is that she and the other therapists believe that I am basically ready enough to use the skills that they have taught me, that we have built enough good routines in my life, that I'm on the right medication and the right amounts, that I have developed the right skills and have had enough time working with them that now I don't need to rely on them, and that I am good to go on my own. Obviously, they are still there if I need them, because life changes throughout many different seasons. But yeah, so that is really exciting and was really big news because I have worked really hard with them. I've been through a lot, and the past year was really hard, but it was also a lot of hard work, and I can say I'm very proud of myself, very thankful for the team of people that I have worked with the past few years, and I'm very, very thankful for everything that they have taught me. And so I thought it would be cool if I could share with you guys, now that I am graduated from it, the different things that I've learned along the way. Obviously, sorry if you hear my roommate in the background talking. Obviously, I am not a professional yet. I am in school to become a therapist, but I do not have my degree yet, and I don't have practice as the therapist. So please don't take this as a video in substitute for a therapy session. That's not what that is. This is just some of the things that I have learned and felt were very useful for me along the way. So number one, the first thing that I think is step one in this process is that there is no shame in saying that you need help. It is totally okay to admit that you're struggling with something, no matter how big or small it is. There is no shame in saying that. And that could be any area of your life. It could be in family situation, work, with your health, financial situation, your mental health, friendships, your education, whatever it might be. Give yourself grace and know that it's totally okay to ask for help. There's no issues with it. There's no shame. And I know this sounds really simple because a lot of people, I feel like, make a lot of comments about like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy, everybody knows it, or I just struggle all the time. And it's like, yes, we make jokes about it because sometimes humor is a way of coping, but to actually be serious in reaching out for help, even if it's like you're just really stressed out and you ask a sibling or a family member, a good friend, like, hey, can you just come help me clean up a little bit? Can you like maybe help me with one of my tasks, or something as big as you have severe anxiety and you need to see a specialist for it. There's no shame. So that is the first thing that I've learned, that you really need to allow yourself grace to know that these things that you're struggling with deserve time and attention to get the help that you need. Number 2, and these are quite broad because I've learned a lot, but I wanted to summarize it as best as I could. So number 2, something to keep in mind, especially I would say like in the middle of your healing process, because that's when it can be really tough, because you feel like you've been working on it for so long and yet you're still not totally better. But it's, you can't undo years worth of struggle or hurt or pain or whatever you went through, whatever you're dealing with. You can't expect that to heal overnight. You can't even expect it to heal in a few months. So basically think of it this way: a 1 year of a lot of pain and struggle or trauma or whatever you went through needs at least 1 year of constant love and care. You're not gonna just get over it after one session. It takes time. And something that I learned with this, and it's something that I've been taught in a lot of my classes in college as well, is like the 1 for 5 rule. So with every 1 negative word, thought, experience, do 5 positive of those. So if I'm struggling with my self-image, as I've struggled with an ED for many years before, and maybe I wake up one day and I'm not doing the best, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, dang, I look really bad. And I'll be like, we can't be doing that. Remember, we can't do that. So I'll be like, all right, I just said 1 bad thing. Now I gotta say 5 positives. It's like, okay, I like my hair. It's like, okay, my outfit's cute. I like my tummy. Or be like, I got pretty eyes. And you know what? My smile lights up every room. Something like that, right? Just simple. And you don't even necessarily have to believe what you're saying, but it's that reassurance to yourself of like, nope, I'm gonna stop the negativity and I'm going to then pour in positivity to my life. Maybe somebody was really rude to you and that was like not a good experience. Go home and do like 5 little nice things for yourself. And these are very simple examples, obviously, but this is a trick that you can use to try to help yourself stay a little bit more positive and even out the negative things. You have to give yourself time and give yourself more positivity in your life than bad things. Another way of thinking of this is you don't just plant a seed and then get a whole field of whatever food you want the next day. You have to prepare the soil, you have to plant the seeds, you have to water it, you have to care for it and protect it before you even get like the first sprouts and buds popping out of the ground. You have to put in the work, you have to give it time for it to grow, and it's going to grow slowly, but that means that you're building strength along the way, so don't let time discourage you. Number 3, this one was life-changing for me, and thank you to the therapist who taught me these things. Okay, get out of your head and get into the now. I am someone who has dealt with a lot of anxiety. That was one of the biggest things that we worked on. I would just have a panic attack out of nowhere, and I would honestly feel like the world was going to end. I was in danger. Everyone I cared about was in danger, and it was all my fault, and the only one who could fix it was me, but yet it was impossible for me to fix it. It was a very overwhelming feeling, and it sucks. And to anyone who also experiences stuff like that, I am so sorry. I get you. So something that they worked on with me was... I don't know if you guys heard that, but my roommate just sneezed so loud. All right, so something that they taught me was the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard of this one, but it really helped me. And that was when you're feeling like you're not even present where your physical body is, you need to like get out of whatever's happening in your mind and get into the present. So what you do is you find 5 visual things. So pick like a shape or a color. Let's say I need to find 5 red things, and I'll look around and I find 5 red things. And then I go 4 sounds. What are 4 things that I can hear? What are 3 things that I can touch? Different textures, whether that's fuzzy, if that's scratchy, whatever it might be. What are 2 things that I can smell, and what is 1 thing that I can taste? By the end of that exercise, you kind of are already a little bit more at ease into your body, into your present surrounding, and it just kind of helps eliminate some of the noise that might be happening in your head. Another one that you can do is try to turn off your thoughts and just look at where you are. Something that I would do is I would ask myself, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like all of those thoughts, we're gonna push it back for a moment and go, where am I? Okay, I'm in my room, or I'm in my kitchen, whatever it might be. I'm at a store. It's like, am I safe? Is there anything actually harming me or other people right now? Like, is there a threat happening right now? And if not, then we can just thank the anxiety for their concern, but allow it to pass on and be like, but it's all okay. Thanks for your concern, but you're not needed right now. Actually, we're good. And these ones take time. Obviously, you're not going to develop the skills to be able to do that right off the bat, but don't give up on these. If you need to, do them several times until you feel a little bit more grounded in where you are. Number 4. All right, do what makes you happy. This one seems so simple, but I feel like a lot of us just avoid it, ignore it, or dismiss it as if it's not important. So do what actually makes you happy. Have a job that makes you happy. If you can't, find at least 1 or 2 things in that job that you can enjoy while you're there. Even the small things, like your favorite cup of tea in the morning, or when you wake up in the morning, if it's nice out, crack the window so you can hear the birds. Whatever your situation is, find like even the small things that make you happy. Do hobbies that you enjoy. I love baking, but I don't necessarily always eat the sweets, but I still like the baking part. So even though I'm like, yeah, I might not finish this, or maybe I'll just give it to somebody else, but I love the process of baking, so I do it when I can, and it makes me happy. If it seems childish, that's good. If it's bringing out a part of you that's like your inner child, maybe it's coloring, painting, playing with your dolls, getting a new Lego set and building it, because why not? That's the other question you have to ask yourself. Why not? Why not do it? Take the long way home, the more scenic route, something that maybe you don't usually do. Get yourself that cup of coffee, because why not? And I know that these things might seem simple, but a lot of us dismiss it because we're like, well, I guess I don't need to do that, or I guess it's not really cool to do that. Time is short. Life is precious. Do the things that you enjoy. It doesn't have to make sense to other people, and it can be as small as adding a couple of frozen strawberries and a dash of lemon to your water in the morning, just to spice things up. The simple, small things make such a difference. So please do not underestimate them, because they are the things that get you through your day. Okay, so the next 3 that I have, the last 3, these are for like a little bit farther into your healing process, because they're a little bit harsher, and I mean that in the best way, not like in a blaming way, not in a negative way, but harsh in the way that actually makes you look at your life and take responsibility for it. Because the first 3 are more like, man, you're really going through it, let's give yourself some love and some care. And the next 3 are like, okay, let's give yourself some tough love, because you're gonna need it too. So the 5th thing that I have here is the hard truth is having issues, it's not cute. Like, I know that sounds so mean, and I'm not saying this in a way that it blames people for having issues, but this was something that really motivated me to make the changes in my life, to get the help that I needed, and to keep myself accountable. Because I feel like in our society and media, in a lot of ways, it used to be like a negative thing to have mental health issues, and then it became something that was like accepted and like, hey, we shouldn't shame people for this. It's not like they're trying to have these issues. But now it's almost turned into a personality trait, and it's advertised in that way, as if having anxiety is cute, as if being the one who's always sad is like your character trait. And I'm not saying that's anyone's fault specifically, but that was something that I had to like wake up to and be like, hey, you constantly being anxious, you constantly being sad and allowing yourself to just give into these emotions, it's not cute. It's not pretty. It doesn't make you special. Like, it actually just inconveniences you. And unfortunately, sometimes other people too. That was something that I had to be really blunt with myself in. But once I did it, once I was honest with myself and was like, hey, you could be a lot cooler, a lot cuter, a lot hotter if you were actually like doing something about this. If you were like, yeah, this sucks, these things happen to me, I went through these situations, I deal with these conditions, but how much cooler of a person would I be if I was like, but I'm not letting it define me, I'm gonna do my best to try to overcome those situations. I hope this doesn't sound like really mean. I am in no way trying to blame anybody for mental health, because I get it. It is tough. I'm just saying this was something that motivated me a lot to be like, hey, I need to actually go get the help that I need. And I need to keep myself accountable. I need to practice the tools that they are giving me. Because our mental health, our physical health, those aren't who we are. So I needed to get myself out of the mindset of being like, these now define me. And then because media feeds it to us, I was starting to think like, oh, but I'm that special sad girl that like somehow will be the star of a movie or something. So getting out of that mindset helped me a lot. Another way to put it is, I said, once I told myself that I'm actually not fun to be around, nor is it cute for me to always be anxious or sad, talking about in a like crazy level amount, not just having a bad day every once in a while, then I realized I needed to start working harder to work through these struggles as opposed to letting them control me. Again, no blame on the person, myself, anybody who is dealing with those issues, but acknowledging that it isn't a good characteristic to struggle with those things. It inhibits you from living fully. It doesn't help you in your career and education, and oftentimes it doesn't help you in your relationships with other people. So what good is it bringing to you? Nothing. So let's work on making a better life and a better us. And so that was something that I wanted to add. Please don't take it the wrong way, but sometimes you do have to kick yourself in the butt and be like, you know what? That was not a cute moment. Let's do better next time. Number 6. The goal is not constant happiness. It's the ability to control my emotions with whatever comes up. I want to read my notes for this one. It says, knowing how to help myself when I'm sad. So knowing the things that if I am having a hard time, whether it's a hard 10 minutes, a hard hour, day, week, month, whatever it is, knowing what the things are that help me come out of that kind of depressive state. Because the truth is, I'm not going to be happy all the time. That's unrealistic. And I don't even want to be happy all the time because I'm a human. I want to experience the ups and downs of life. But it's not allowing it to consume me and become me. It is just something I am experiencing. And if I have an exam, I don't want to be super depressed. That's not going to help me focus. So what can I do that morning to raise my spirit a little bit? The other thing was enjoying the happy moments without the fear of them not being good enough or the right time to experience them. Yesterday, I was just in a good mood, and I have no idea why, but I was just happy. I was feeling great. I wanted to watch an old favorite childhood movie of mine, and so I watched Nanny McPhee Returns. I wanted to bake, so I baked a cake, and I did go to work for a while too, but I was having a good day at work, and I used to experience days like that, but then the whole time I would be scared of like, oh, I'm finally happy. Am I doing it right? Am I having the right experience to be happy? Is this actually not true? Am I not happy and somehow it's just fake? Or do these people who are enjoying this moment with me actually mean it, or are they actually annoyed with me? And these thoughts would just like consume me. And so it's learning to be like, no, I'm just having a good day. So let's be present and have a good day and go with it. And going back to the doing the things that make you happy. Before, I would have just been like, yeah, but I'm not going to eat a whole cake by myself, so there's no point in baking it. And I wouldn't give myself that experience of baking and decorating a cake that made me so happy. So it's allowing the happy moments to just be good without the fear of it not being the right time or the right thing or being good enough. All right, the last thing that I have here today, number 7. Again, one of the harsher truths, but I really mean this in the best way possible. No one is going to save you. So if you want things to change, get up and change them. Again, I'm not talking about right away in your health journey, in your healing journey. I'm talking about once you already have the support that you need, right? And maybe the getting up and making a change part is getting the help that you need. But no one's going to save you. No one can save you. You have to do this yourself. You have to make these lifestyle changes for yourself. And in a way, that's actually a really powerful thing, because if you're the one who decides when you're happy, you're the one who decides when you feel fulfilled, then people can't take that away from you. If you're constantly running on whatever everybody else is feeling, if you're always persuaded by somebody else's mood, then you don't even get to decide when you're happy or sad or mad or doing good, because you're not even in control. You haven't made the changes for yourself because you're just changing for everyone else. So, or staying the same. So if you want things to change, if you want to be saved, you gotta do it yourself. So the thing that I put here is, no one is your savior, because we're all human. And people don't need to fix you. It is not their responsibility to fix you and to adapt to what you need. Obviously, in different relationships, you be kind and you have to give and take sometimes, but we're talking about you can't expect everyone to just do whatever you think they need to do. So you don't need people to fix you. So stop being mad at them for your problem. If you have a problem, like you constantly get angry or triggered by something, but you're not doing anything to help that, you're just mad at other people that they're not adapting, honestly, you have no right to get mad, because you're not also helping yourself get better. To go back over it, I put, it's a wonderful thing being the one who decides your mood. That means others can't ruin your day. So please do not take this as people should just be able to run you over. No. You should have good people in your life who respect you and are able to meet you in the middle if maybe you guys have different disagreements. And I'm not saying that you should just let people be rude to you. No. I'm saying that you also need to be working on yourself, working through your problems, getting the help that you need before you have any right to get mad at other people for things that you're experiencing or feeling or dealing with. Because they're dealing with all their own stuff too. And it's not their job to fix you. It's their job to work on themselves, just as it is your job to work on you. So I'm going to read this last part here that I wrote. It says, this goes along with asking for help, reaching out, receiving care. That's part of taking charge in your own life. Taking responsibility for your actions, thoughts, and emotions brings a type of freedom you may not even know exists. No longer being swayed by others' moods, words, and actions allows me to say no thank you to things that don't serve me. When I have a bad thought about myself, I ask, would I say this to a friend to help them grow, and would it help them? If the answer is yes, then I should dig into it a little bit more. If the answer is no, then I can let it pass with ease. It doesn't need to take up any more time or space. So with all of that, I had some easier ones, some nicer ones, some tough, hard truths ones, but that is something that I learned that I kind of appreciate a lot, that my therapist didn't just let me sit on their couch and cry and say, boo-hoo, everything sucks and everyone's against me. They were like, okay, but what can you do? Okay, like, let's work on you. Let's not focus on them. They have their own things going on. What can you do to make you better? What can you do to make life easier for you? What can you do to be the best, most in control version of yourself that you can be? And I really, really appreciate that my therapists have been able to be truthful with me as opposed to, you know, rubbing my back and saying, oh no, poor you, which isn't helpful. It's not helpful to anyone to do that. So I wanted to add some of those tough loves in there, but those are the ones that have actually gotten me to the point where I am, where I can honestly say I'm so happy and I'm in control of myself more than I ever have been. And I'm not living in complete bliss all the time. I'm just living, and that's the best thing that I can ask for. So I hope that these helped you guys. Again, please do not take this as a substitute for therapy or getting help. Maybe just some tips that you can try out in your life, and maybe this video is showing you that you do struggle with a lot of these things, and maybe the best option would be to reaching out to a family member to help you get into therapy, or doing it yourself or something like that. So that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me, and I love talking about this stuff. Obviously, I'm literally going to school for it. I'm very passionate about it, and I hope that it was helpful to you guys, and I will talk to you guys in, well, whatever my next video is. All right, bye.